Today we're going to talk about a wildlife census. We're going to talk about what is a wildlife census, what is it for, and then ultimately how do you do it. So a wildlife census is kind of what it sounds like, right? So it's to gauge the herd size for the deer population in your vicinity near your farm and ranch. So what do we use it for? In a wildlife management program, you use that census to gauge what kind of wildlife improvement projects, habitat changes, feeding patterns and stuff like that that you want to do to that particular size of herd. The smaller the herd, the larger the herd is going to very much dictate to some of the things that you want to do. So how do you do one, right? This is one of the initial questions that I had originally, and it's really quite simple. You find, first off, you're going to want to find a place that's high traffic, and so you could do a food plot, a travel corridor, or we chose actually a feeder location. And all we're going to really do in this situation is we've got a bag of corn, we've got a camera mounted on a T-post, right, roughly 10 to 15 feet away, and ultimately for a 7-day monitoring period, we're going to bait the spot with the corn. I just use an entire bag, and for the 7 days, we're actually just going to take pictures. Let the cell camera do its work. And at the end of the 7 days, we're going to analyze the pictures that it took, and we're probably going to do a separate video on how to do that. But the key thing that you want to remember too is the feeder needs to be turned off in this situation, right? You don't want it running at the same time that you've got the corn baited here in front of the camera. So again, 10-15 feet away from the camera. It doesn't have to be a cellular camera. It can be a static camera. But we're just using cellular for this particular project. So, like I said, pretty straightforward, and we'll come back to you and do another video on what to do with the actual pictures that you get from your wildlife census.